Hi, my name is Mindy Peterson, and I live in Oakland, California, and I am the Republican candidate running for State Assembly in District 18. And I'm here to speak on closed item number 3, which I do support. What I have seen, and I am calling for Tim Dupuy and his agents, who have openly violated California election laws and prevented me personally and 10 of my associates from the Alameda County Republican Party Election Integrity Committee, who have full rights as citizens to observe the entire election process. That we have gone as observers on many different days, and we have been prevented from having access to actually observe, have to stand behind a glass window where the ballots are being opened, and you cannot see what is going on. You can see people, you can see bins, but you can't see the ballots. How is that observing? I'm a senior citizen, and I'm a candidate. I'm also a member of the Alameda Election Committee and Election Integrity Committee. And I am calling right now, either we get absolute access to where we can see what is going on with the actual ballots. And that should be done today. We're a week away from the November 8th. And we need to have immediately this corrected, or there should be legal action. And there should be an injunction to stop the process until we get it. And that's why I fully support that Tim Dupuy should be reassigned to a different position, because he has not served the purpose of an honest election. And in this country, we just took the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, to our country. And if we can't have an honest election where we can observe, why not? Is there something to hide? So that is why I'm here. And we need immediate action. This should have been done a long time ago. We tried to get changes, and that's what I have to say.
Thank you very much.
Next speaker, and I apologize for mispronouncing your name, Andrea Murenheimer.
And I'm just here to reiterate what she said about the election process. I myself went in to observe the election, the ballot processing and counting on October 26th, and can verify the same result as she reported, that while we were allowed to get close enough to see the signature verification process, we were not allowed to get close enough to see the ballots being opened and processed, but had to stand behind a window where we could only see from a distance, which I believe is against the rules. So I reiterate what she said, that action should be taken to correct this. If the registrar needs to be replaced in order to do that, then that should happen. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
My name is Joseph Gertner, and I live in Castro Valley, and I rise to support. The lady told me that I didn't have, well, are you going to stop my time? The lady told me I didn't need a mask when I speak. The lady at the supervisor's office front desk. So what do you want me to do? My time is running out. I don't want to. You're going to set me back to 2 minutes? All right, thank you. So my name is Joseph Gertner. I'm from Castro Valley, and I rise to support Mindy Peterson and the other people here in support of the proposed litigation against the Alameda County Register of Voters for failure to enforce California election code regarding observations of processing of vote-by-mail ballots. Now, to make a long story short, before all ballots essentially became mail-in, there were very strict laws put in place by the legislature to enable people to observe the few mail-in ballots that were actually sent in. This would be 5 or 10 years ago. But now that all the ballots, virtually all the ballots are mail-in, those laws cannot realistically be enforced, and the the Register of Voters is basically on his own down there trying to figure out how to provide adequate observations. Now, back in April, we sent a letter to all the supervisors asking you to take steps to correct this, and we got no response from you. We have since forwarded our letter to the civil grand jury, and we're now appealing to you personally to ask the Register of Voters to enforce the laws regarding observation of processing of vote-by-mail ballots. It's simply asking you to follow the law and do what needs to be done. And cost is not a consideration. This is a basic right of citizens to observe the processing of these ballots, and you are not providing that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm Hunter Cobb from Alameda. I visited the Registrar of Voters twice last week, and I'd like to make 6 points. First of all, I'll report that I was told by the Deputy Registrar of Voters, Cynthia Cornejo, that the county has 56 voting drop boxes, but not a single one has a video monitor. The state of California directive is to have video monitoring on all of the boxes where feasible. Was it not feasible to have a monitor on a single one of them? Number 2, in observing signature verification of the 12 stations where signature verification was going on, only 7 of the stations were placed so that an observer could be sufficiently close to see what was actually happening. On the other 5, who knows what was going on? Number 3, in the room where the ballots were removed from envelopes and inspected, and the damaged ballots were separated out, one could observe through a window approximately 15 to 25 feet away from the activity. This does not allow one to see what the worker was actually seeing when judging the ballot and putting it in the appropriate bin. Number 4, when I asked Mr. Dupuy about seeing the whole process of where the ballots were brought in from the drop boxes, taken to be stored, then scanned, etc., he was evasive on being able to see the process. Number 5, Ms. Cornejo said that the only way to see anything besides signature verification, ballot opening, and scanning would be to send an email request to Mr. Dupuy and then get the okay from the county supervisors. Jumping through hoops like this is not my understanding of the state's election code instruction to make the elections open to the public.
Thank you.
Hello, the next person to speak in person will be Ned Enrique.
Good morning, honorable supervisors. And thank you, David, for making eye contact and acknowledging my presence. You're the first that I've been able to do to see that behavior from my seat in the audience. Thank you. My name is Ned Enrique from Oakland, California. Come to speak to the closed session item regarding the Registrar of Voters and the person, Mr. Dupuy. Since the June primary vote, I have attempted on 3 separate occasions to observe the counting of the vote. On each occasion, I was escorted to and guarded at the position of observation. I could see people, devices, material, motion, some action. I was able to see material that possibly were, but not verified as ballots. I could not validate that the vote was accurately recorded as the voter intended. I believe this is required by state law. I am incredibly disappointed in the behavior of the ROV and this board in creating such a circumstance, maybe by state law, specifically the Voters' Choice Act of 2016, but not to ensure a valid vote and the will of the people. Thank you.
The next speaker in person will be Prism Hayden.
My name is Allison Hayden. I'm from Hayward. I am a former poll worker. I'm a candidate on the ballot, and I've observed in the primary of 2022 earlier in June. Americans have been alerted to the arrest of CEO of Conic Incorporated, an election software producer, and his connection with the CCP. It's also been reported that Alameda County Registrar is a client of this company, and this is a national security risk. I came and observed the logic and accuracy test, hoping for reassurance on the machines. I was appalled to witness 5 of the 7 people on the panel refused to swear testimony that they would tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, which is the whole point of an accuracy test. I am calling for their immediate suspension, particularly Andrew, who has been with the registrar for many years and is in charge, senior position with the machines conduct in our elections. If he is given as a public servant to manage our votes, we expect him, it's a trusted servant. And if he will not attest to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, he needs not to be there. And same with all others. And all of this was recorded, so you can see who took the oath and suspend those who did not. I believe Mr. Dupuy would be part of that. I'm also wanting to speak to Election Code 12302 that states that non-citizens cannot be involved in the video.
Thank you very much.
Our next speaker in line will be will be Gerald Pechinook.
An old saying which I suggest this Board of Supervisors abide by and instruct their employees to abide by, which is, if you have nothing to hide, then hide nothing. Very simple. As an old person, 70 years old, my wife is running for office. Mindy, you saw her earlier. We remember the civil rights movement. And I can honestly say that the treatment we've been afforded by Dupuy and Cornejo reminds me of Rosa Parks. Back of the bus, back of the room. You can't see anything? Tough beans. That is not a proper way to act. So quickly, I'm going to summarize what happened to me. I've been down twice, October 25th, 26th, both times escorted by Cynthia Cornejo. And I believe this man, Dupuy, should be relieved. He needs some R&R, relief and reassignment. Election code 2300, 15104, 15204, my rights were violated. On the signature, we couldn't see, and when I asked Cornejo, how do we report this? You'll find out later. What's the process by which we report signatures not appropriate? Later. We couldn't see in the other room the ballot openings, and when we asked questions, Cornejo said, it might be this, it might be that. We'll look at them later, blah, blah, blah. In quick 2 points. In 2020, Measure W, on November 10th, there were 9,453 unopened ballots. On November 12th,
Thank you very
they
much.
doubled the.
Thank you very much.